James is having cheesy vegetable soup in a bread bowl. And I'm going to talk about Boardwalk Empire and the rest of these things here. So, the acting in Boardwalk Empire was very good, and the story was told really well. I really don't have any complaints about it. It's, well, maybe the one actor who shows up near the end and plays a crucial role. I'm not going to give it away. That one doesn't look so much like the other actor that he's supposed to be, or whatever.
Related to? Oh, he's replacing some.
Well, it's got a little fruit fly in my soup just now.
Yeah, they tend to be around when tomatoes are around.
Yep.
Anyway. Tomatoes are fruits.
And I have a lot of tomato seeds drying outside. But earlier today, I put tomato seeds out where we are, and you can see it's very breezy. And the whole sheet of tomato seeds, and it was a big sheet, went over, and there were tomato seeds all over the deck. And so I tried to pick up as much as possible with a couple envelopes and put them back on the tray. And I did save quite a few, but man, that's disappointing. But I have the other tomato seeds out of the wind, so lesson learned. Anyway, they flash back and forth in time a lot near the end. And there's the actress who plays Jillian at a young age, not nearly as pretty as the woman that plays Jillian. So the little girl is not as pretty as the woman she grew up to be, or whatever, right? And the little boy Nucky actually looks cuter than I think he should, but still, you can see that there's, even with young Jillian and with young Nucky, you can see that there's some sort of a resemblance there or something, and I don't know if they did some sort of computer enhancement to, make the young faces look more like the actors that, anyway, I don't know, but maybe they just found people that really did look like that. But the teenage, young adult Nucky looked quite convincingly like the other one. Anyway, so there's attention to detail here that I really enjoyed. And I don't know the mafia stories or anything like that, so I can't tell how much of this was just made up and how much was real or whatever. But I think that they did get Capone on tax evasion, didn't they? So, I mean, that figures into here. So I don't know. And you meet Kennedy Sr. in this,
Joseph
and he's short in the stock market, right? He's short in stock.
They actually talked about that.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
He made money
that
off
some
the big
things,
stock market crash.
Yeah, that some things from reality figured in here, and I don't know, or from history, I don't know how much did. But it's they did a great job telling the story, and we'll see. I might talk about it later. I don't know, but I figure James has a lot to talk about here, so it doesn't really matter. Get smart. James noticed that there's touch tone dial on the shoe and the cover, and that the actors are older.
Contemporary. This came out in 2009, so it's not 16 years ago, but well after the show. that's featured here, the original show.
Yeah,
ended.
because his shoe, I mean, it had dial on his shoe. But anyway, why did I put this below Boardwalk Empire? I really enjoyed this. We laughed quite a lot. James and I had a fun time watching this together, and we'd go, this is gonna happen. And it was still funny, right? It's part of that's part of the charm of this, is you have them, they repeat the same sort of lines. Like they'll, it's not just the "Oh, Max." It's
sorry about that, G.
Yeah, and like
I asked
when
you not to say that.
exactly, like, don't tell me da 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 da. I asked you not to tell me that, right? And it's not only Max that says that; it's some of the other characters will say it too when it's appropriate, right? And
it's funnier sometimes.
when somebody else does it.
Would you believe?
Would you believe?
It works in threes usually.
Yeah, and so that's the way the show runs. Is there's repeated things throughout, right? And so when you watch it and you go, oh, this is gonna happen, he's gonna this or whatever, then it doesn't ruin the show that you guess it. It's part of the experience, right? So I really enjoyed this, but they ended up getting married and having children. Oh my God, kiss of death! You can't do that. And so
It
99
longer than I thought it would after that.
Yeah, I know. But and season 5 was they must have had some problems with the ratings, given that they got their main characters married so bad. And so they decided to change some things up. So they changed up the music at the beginning, why? It was perfect, and they made it worse. So much worse. It's like the Addams Family slash this. It didn't work.
Yeah, that's right. It did harpsichord in it. I'm not sure what it was.
It was so bad. And so honestly, I had to fast forward through it every time because I couldn't stand to hear it. And what did they do? They changed the car up. So rather than, well, I should say they had changed the car a couple times, because in the opening sequence you saw a blue convertible car, sports car, drive up, and he runs out of the car and runs up to the building and whatever, and that's how the show starts. But in the show it's a red convertible car, so that, I don't know that it matters that much, but they really should have fixed that. But in season 5, it's a gold, it's not a convertible anymore, it's a gold sports car. But I mean, that doesn't even make sense, because 99 and he are married and expecting children, like she's pregnant, so where are you going to put the kids? So it doesn't even make sense that they switched to that car. It would have made sense if they switched to a station wagon, and it would have been funny, right? But no. So there's some things that they switched that it didn't work at all, and it actually made the show worse. What else did they switch for season 5?
Well, I mean,
Laramie. The addition of Laramie, I like him, right? You too. He's so good.
He's awesome. Wow. Well written.
Yeah.
Very well played.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like a Maxwell Smart, but he's not sweet. He's an idiot, but he's nasty, basically.
Well, I love the character. It's so great.
I do.
But anyway, you can see that the season 5 is, I don't know how many people even watched it, because it's
a different format.
It didn't work as well. So anyway, that's why Boardwalk Empire got on top of it, because frankly, it's season 5. The rest of it, enjoyed a lot.
I enjoyed all of it.
Yeah. Well, James enjoyed season 5 too, but I don't know, not for me. I didn't. As soon as they got married, I was like, oh, out the window. They destroyed their show that was working
Anyway,
just fine.
I like the addition of Larrabee.
Yeah.
That made up for a lot of things, and
You're
it's
right, it
the
did.
interaction between Chief and Don Adam,
Yeah.
Edward Platt and Don.
Yeah, well, James was commenting on maybe they just ended the season not because, or the series not because of what they'd done to ruin it with season 5 and well, season 4 too. I mean, them getting together and whatever, but he thought that maybe Don Adams just couldn't handle the physical humor anymore. Because
my
that's the
God.
whole stick, right?
Yeah,
is the
I noticed one time they had him falling back against a wall twice.
Yeah, and
in
he
a
must
row.
have bunked his
and
head.
the second time he did, and that's
Yeah.
not good for this man. You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe he just said, "That's it. I'm,
Yeah,
too many concussions."
Another thing is, I don't know what the audience was for it. I kind of assumed that it was kids my age or stuff like that. But they were making jokes about that generation growing up, hippies and all that sort of stuff. And it might be that, well, the other thing is spy shows were just going out of style.
Yep. But anyway, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed the humor. The writing was great. Like James was mentioning, there was one show they were in the airport, and there you could hear an announcement. They were paging somebody because they'd found their poodle, and it was one of the writers or something.
That's right. It was
I can't remember which
someone
name it was.
responsible for
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
that's
they
sad,
made
so
jokes like that in there.
Yeah. I'm the
So
kind of person who reads credits. So.
Yeah, so if you read the credits, you'll get even more of the jokes, because they slip things in.
Yeah.
So, and there's some other things, funny things. I can't think of anything offhand, but
The cameos were handled quite well. A couple of times they had Johnny Carson.
oh yeah, that's right.
Slip in.
Yeah.
One time he was a
Carol
train
Burnett
conductor.
or something, was it?
I didn't see that one. I must have snoozed through that. But you were mentioning the redhead
Yeah.
comedian. That Carol Burnett. She was one of those years. I think she had the top show in
Oh,
TV. I'm not sure.
well, she's a funny lady. And what else was I gonna say? Oh, sometimes like they'd slip some things in, like name something that was from some other place or something, like a.
Well, there were a
can't think
lot
of
of things based on, like there was Casablanca,
Mm-hmm.
and so on and so forth. So to a
Too
large
cheesy
extent,
for
they
me.
were
Do you want
parodies. Too.
Cheesy.
Oh, it's great. So,
Okay,
yeah,
you can have
I
it.
want it.
It's
But
way too cheesy for me.
Pauline wouldn't have got nearly as much out of it as I did, because a lot of references, especially comic references, just go the way of the dinosaur. So I'd be, that's what they're joking about.
Oh,
But the important thing is, like physical humor, like Don Adams did, always walking, like he'd turn into a door or something like that.
yeah.
It never goes out of style. I mean, a lot of what
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin did was like that.
All right.
Yeah.
So the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Now,
Now,
did you
this one's-
finish watching it?
Nope, I've just started.
That's what I thought.
And it's from 1967, and it's in color, and it's not nearly as well acted as the Boardwalk Empire. And the guy who plays Capone, it doesn't look like Capone.
Is that him?
Yeah. Whereas the one in Boardwalk Empire, he seems like Capone, and he seems scary. Like he's making practical jokes that are violent,
Yeah.
and you could see like he's doing cocaine all the time,
Oh, God.
and which just makes him scarier, right? Because you're like, he could go off any time. And this one, I don't know. I don't think I don't think I'm gonna like it nearly as much. That's why it's already this far down on the stack. I got maybe 25 minutes into it so far, and I was like, wow, this is. I mean, they have the sets, they have the cars, they have all that sort of stuff. That, yeah, it looks convincing, but it doesn't have the gangster kind of feel to it. Now, they did say at the beginning of this movie that all of the characters, all the events, everything, this is based on true events, true everything. So
I even heard that. She's not making it up. Yep.
And so that's one thing that's good to know. They said that it was the most violent day in American history or something like that, which just seems unreal. How could it be there? But
well,
I'll watch it and I'll let you know.
You know, like 67 already gone through Pearl Harbor. I think over 2,000 people were killed in that. So I don't think 2,000 people got killed in this St. Valentine Day.
Yeah, okay,
Massacre.
So they're exaggerating a bit.
Well.
So, anyway, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. BBC, you need to stop making TV. Really, we're at the point where it's tough to watch the stuff to review it because it's that bad.
Here's what I say about folks like them. CBC, they're not as bad as BBC generally, but if you want to do stupid stuff, don't do it on other people's coin.
Yeah.
Especially
they were talking about it. The bad guy in this, the Commodore, who does look like the Monopoly man, which I like that touch.
That's hilarious.
So he's the big, powerful guy that builds Atlantic City, basically, right?
That is really hilarious.
Yeah. So that, I mean,
maybe people don't
touches
understand
like that, it's so good. So good.
Streets and the streets, I think, maybe other locations too, are named after streets in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Tennessee, whatever.
So at one point, the Commodore says something like, never use your own money to build whatever, and he's trying to teach his protege, right? Because you could lose it all or whatever, so use other people's money.
Yeah.
And honestly, BBC, getting as creepy as the Commodore in that with public funds. This is garbage. It says on the front, this very modern Nancy Drew is a hoot. Well, I think it should be called A Dumb Girl's Guide to Getting Murdered, because honestly, so many times she could have gotten. She's messing with things that she shouldn't be, and she should leave things to the police. There's many times where she has enough proof that she should bring it to the police and say, look, I found this, take it from here, kind of thing. But no, she's doing this thing, and she's supposed to be going to Cambridge or something like that the next year, or
so she's
Oxford or something like that.
Student.
Yeah, she is.
I don't know what they call it there, form, standard, whatever.
So they're saying, well, she's like Nancy Drew was a young girl, a young woman, but I mean the whole Nancy Drew young woman thing has already been done before and been done again, and sometimes it works. Like Veronica Mars, it kind of makes sense because her dad's a police officer. Well, she would have learned.
Woman's
no, Veronica Mars.
Okay,
I don't know if you remember that show.
I know you were talking about Nancy Drew, but
well, Veronica Mars is like a Nancy Drew thing.
Yeah.
But with Veronica Mars, her father was a police officer. So police officers, at least on TV, they tend to bring things home, and even if they didn't, if they were the only parent to their child, they might want their child to follow in their footsteps and teach them a few things or whatever. So with Veronica Mars, it kind of makes sense. And with Nancy Drew, well, her father was a lawyer, right? So that kind of makes sense.
She remembers really well. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Carson Drew, is that what it is?
I think you're right. So, but with this,
I'm going senile, but I'm over 71, but I still remember.
like right away, there's too much political correctness that, plunking in diversity for diversity's sake it doesn't work.
That's what.
So it
When it comes to casting people, it's racist.
It is, yeah. So either change your stories and fit it in somehow, and don't make it so offensively politically correct that most of your audience is just going to tune right out. I mean, this show is basically for preteen girls. I can't imagine anyone else would tune into it, because young people, they watch older teenagers, so it's not people that are her age that would be watching it. It would be younger people that are looking up to this young girl or whatever.
The same formula for the Hardy Boys, presumably Nancy Drew. They used to say on the back, suitable or ideal for boys 10 to 14 years old. Well, the Hardy Boys, I think, started off 17, and ultimately they're 18, and they were eternally in the last grade of
And
high school.
it's unlikely that people 14 would be reading it. They'd just say that on the back, and so then the 10-year-olds would think, well, I'm pretty mature.
That might be.
Yeah.
I gave up reading Hardy Boys after I turned 13. I started when I was 8 years old.
So I don't know. Maybe Cambridge has really lowered their standards or something like that. I don't know.
Well, what was the opening scene? She was helping people do a robbery, not a robbery.
Yeah, I know. She's not a good girl. She's doing
about?
bad things in there that a good girl would not do.
Yeah.
Like breaking into people's houses and stuff. So you have about 7 minutes or just under.
Okay.
So enjoy.
No,
Looks like you're talking about Dune.
that's right. Well, a while back, I tried to, at the beginning of books that I own, put when I finished a book, and then the title, and then I'll say refinished, re-finished if I go through it a second and third time. But you'll notice I haven't done that here, because this is a library book that comes to us, compliments of Jim and Mary Curl or Carl Library of Cards. This is a place. And this one comes from the Lethbridge Public Library, the Crosscut. It's a branch. So that's the branch of the Lethbridge Public Library, located on the west side, if I'm not mistaken. So I finished this one a while back. This is the first Dune. And it's, as I recall, almost 900 thumping pages. That's right. 884 pages. Yeah. Almost 900 pages. Boy, was that a workout going through that. Not really for the mind. And this one's about 300 pages. Maybe it's a bit more. 450? It seems more like 300. Yeah, 300. 330 pages or so. Why am I concentrating on how long they are? Because, boy, oh boy. Up until I started, like getting older and getting on some meds that were a little bit soporific and stuff like that, I could go through 30 of these books. 3 books this size, paperback size in the day, maybe a little less, 800 pages or so, 4 of these books. Well, not 4, like 2/3 of these books or something like that, times 4. 800 pages. 3 times this would be, well, it'd be more than 1,000. I could definitely go through 2 of these in a day. It took me many days to go through 1,200 pages. And I've read another one of this It's not really so much a series. It was an addition to an addendum to the series, something like that, put out after Frank Herbert died. It was well after, by his son and a person who was continuing the Dune series, and I've forgotten the name of the person, but probably can find it in here. Maybe Bill Ransom or something like that. Anyway, does not come recommended. Someone I quite highly respected, and still do, I hope they're still alive, highly recommended this when I was working with them, way back when. But the thing to understand is, when it comes to reviews, you've been following, you'll understand I've got particular tastes, and not to my taste. It's some people's taste. So when I don't recommend it, you might find that that attractive to you. You know, like, well, your taste might differ tremendously from me, and you might want to go into that. But it's not recommended if you have anything like the values that I've got when it comes to aesthetics and, frankly, ethics as well. It's just kind of creepy the way everything is. I mean, is this supposed to be in the future? I think so. And you know, it's basically kings and queens and all that sort of stuff. The one thing that kind of semi-kept me awake, or had bookmarks in here, this one too, might still have bookmarks. I remember to take them out. Yeah, there we go. Oh, wow. And so I was just putting in things that were siege, I think, is one thing, which is a thing that the Freemen do in so spoiler alert, where they kind of hang on Arrakis, or Arrakis. That's mispronounced. And siege is, I believe, comes from the Cossacks. They used to hang together in groups for almost over.
You have a minute and a...
Okay, anyway, you know, I was just trying to figure out what these things were. A lot of stuff from Arabic. You know, jihad, the term jihad is used a lot. Some names are fairly obviously Arabic. Some have been messed around with. Some things, you know, like there's a name of an island or a planet called Caledon. I figured it was from Catalan, but in one of the books, in the book that was put out after Herbert died, there was a mock-up, kind of like for Dune. Herbert put the book out. He has Catalan. So just trying to figure out some of these, or I've been trying to figure out some of these. So I've gone through 3 of these books, 3 or 7, 6 are original series. And so, and I've started a 4th. Now maybe I'm halfway through it, but boy, oh boy, I'm living proof you can survive. But something like that, almost through.
Yep.
There we go.